Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining us back. We are headed upstairs. Thanks for joining us at the Up North house for the next job of the day. We've been working up here again, getting out the flooring and clearing it down to the subfloor. But now our job is these cabinets. We're gonna try to save the doors to use later. So they're all flathead. These are probably mid-century, mid-19th century, I suppose I should say now. But they all work, which is really cool. So John's gonna come in and take off all the pieces that go with them off the inside, because I don't believe we'll be able to salvage. I mean, some of it may salvage for other wood uses, but it may not come off in one piece. But the doors we can take off in one piece, and that's what we're gonna work on, the doors and drawers. We will be reusing the sink somewhere. That's cast iron, even though it's filthy. This is a not salvageable countertop. So the hope today is to remove this section, see what's going on behind it, make it ready for future repairs. I believe at this point we have decided this room is going to be a bedroom. So we'll have basically a bedroom, a bathroom, and a bedroom. And then we will make that room where John is into a bathroom and laundry room, so that then we can have 2 bedrooms with this as well. So if I have guests over, then they can have a separate kind of buffer between them and us in the back here. So that's what we've decided. Thank you for your comments on that, and thanks for helping us figure that out. It was a hard decision, but that's where we're going for now. I mean, anything could happen, it could change. But John's gonna start doing that. I'll put you on time lapse so you can watch that, and I'm gonna go around and find all my wallpaper samples for my wallpaper gallery so that I can start removing wallpaper today. All right, you can see a little bit of what's happening. I'm taking down the bits of wallpaper that want to come down right now. Most of the room is a single layer, and it's a pretty modern layer. It's down to plaster underneath, which is great. Like I said in other videos, we know now officially that there was some asbestos mitigation in this house extensively throughout the entire house. So that saves us a lot of doing. But so we're not finding a lot of interesting vintage stuff underneath, which is good and bad because I like seeing vintage. But this one little section is cool. This is actually wallpaper under here, and it was behind this. I guess it's like what I would say shower backer board. It's all around the room. It's damaged, beyond repair. Obviously, we're gonna have to take that off along the room. But they had put it over here and also painted it back here, behind here. So it's that fiberboard stuff. And then this is wallpaper. Look how cute that is. Those of you wallpaper lovers, this is where it's at right here. So at some point, this room had little cottages all around. And then there's one other section on the other side that has a little snippet underneath this. It's not under the whole thing, but it is a little snippet, and it looks like it coordinates to that, which is really cute. Look at that. How cute. Look at the color on there. That's adorable. So trying to save what I can to frame up and do other stuff with, but we'll see what I can get accomplished. This looks messier, but it's not messier. It's better. We've been able to save all the boards. They've mostly come out intact, and the drawers. So we'll be able to reuse that after we sand and paint. We can use those in the garage, which will be very, very useful. And the doors I have set aside for future use. I think I want to make a kitchen cabinet and kitchen area in another space way down the line. So I'm saving those separate. All the hardware is amazing. So I'm gonna work on cleaning this out now and getting this reorganized again. John's gonna keep busting this apart. The sink is very heavy, even though it's fairly small. I think it's 2 feet long by 1 feet wide. And it's about 6 inches deep, maybe less. So it's small, but it's still cast iron, so it's very heavy. We'll be saving it for use in other places, but this is nice to see. We can see all the plumbing where it goes through. We were able to kind of see daylight through to the bathroom on the other side and see where we need to fix and where we need to correct. And of course, all the plumbing in here is going to be coming out. It won't be returning to this room. So very exciting, good progress. We're going to keep on keeping on and check back in a few when there's more interesting stuff to look at. All right, John has removed the whole top section. It's amazing how just a foot of space up there really like changes the whole dimension of the room. He's taken this off, and we decided we love this sink. We're not gonna use it in the kitchen because it doesn't fit the sink down there, but isn't it awesome? You can mix. It's probably from the 40s, I don't know, mid 20th century, I should say. I think I said 19th century earlier. That would be the 1800s. This is mid 1900s. So pretty cool, pretty cool. It's looking great up here. The linoleum, I like how they did the backsplash too. They just kind of rolled it right up the wall. That's effective, it's effective. So I'm gonna take this down. John's gonna keep on busting stuff out. We are getting ready to have our friend Jordan back over shortly. He's gonna be doing some digging on our driveway. He's coming after his regular job every few days. He comes and does a little bit more, so that's fun to watch. So we're gonna talk again, doing some other stuff, and I'm gonna save this down here in the barn for future use. Love that service stairwell. That's working out great. All right, so we're saving all this back here out of the way because it's going to be a long time before we get to the doors and drawers, obviously, but the lumber part of it we can use pretty immediately in garage storage. So excited about that. I'm gonna go keep helping him and drag stuff out while he cuts things apart and hold things where I need to, and I will check back with you guys when I figure out what we're doing next. See the whole space now. I love it so much. I think this room, I just walked it off. I think it's 10 by 12, 12 feet all the way to the little end of the alcove over there. And honestly, I'm 5'6", so this is where my head, you're losing about 1.5 feet of space. You put dressers there. So that's a pretty good size room. I love it. We took off the, John just took off the sink and the faucet, which I love. I was so excited because maybe we could rework this somehow for downstairs. It's nice and heavy. However, I turned it over and looky there, just like all the copper we took, it's busted. I should have known. What a bummer. It's so nice and heavy, and it's a mixer. Oh well. Anyway, that is maybe destined for the scrap. So anyway, we tried. The plumbing came through from that one all the way in to the bathroom in here. So that was these two lines. So now we have more copper to take, and John is removing this shelf. It's a very sturdy shelf. It's pink for some reason with different doors. It has like tongue and groove on the back of it. So we're gonna take that down and use it elsewhere, which is really cool. So he's doing that. I think he's just held on with 4 screws. Didn't we decide that, John?
I think so.
Yeah, so he's just, there was a screw up there, and you can see the other black dots there, and he's just undoing them. There's also an extra shower head up there. That's cool. That might, yeah, we take it. That might get us, that'll knock us in the head at the worst time ever. So I'll come over here. Do you need me to hold anything? Are you?
I'm good.
It's sometimes easier, you know, to just wedge it. Is it like glued in?
I'm gonna have to go get a drill.
Okay. All right, so to be continued, we need the actual drill because those are long screws. But we did get the fixtures off. We're going to be able to get that off of there, and that is very good. All right, we're back. Yeehaw! Good cabinet. And now the space is open. Whoop whoop! Yay! That's where the old toilet was that did not survive whatever happened here. So this will be, we'll probably put the toilet back in the same general spot, but we need to rebuild down here. But now the space is open. The last thing that come out of here will be this stack. So I don't think that's a today job. This is actually the sewer line. It's cast iron. It goes all the way down to the basement, which it's broken below this point pretty much in several spaces all the way down. But above here, it goes out of our roof out there. And at some point, the code required the pipe, the cast iron pipe, to continue like that. But now the code does not require that. It says 2 inches for the vent. So we'll be able to condense the space required for that as well. So this is exciting. One step closer. Keeping on, keeping on. All right, we were working on wallpaper and our first rock mixture delivery came. Woo, that was close. So we're working on the driveway out here. Jordan's back today to do some of this, and they are gonna have a lot of work cut out for them. It's pretty exciting times. They're very close. It's a tight squeeze. Oh my. All right, it is the next day. It's very rainy out. Jordan stayed quite a while last night and got I think they did 2 loads of this road base mixture, and he got that in here. He's going to build it up higher down there, of course, but he's exposed all the way down to the foundation levels here, and we're going to be grading it at a different angle. So that is looking amazing. So we kind of stayed out of his way yesterday because he was doing more grading over here, which you can see. And he's kind of like, there's a driveway turnabout right there, and we're going to be putting garden beds in here. So he's sort of flattening this out. There was a really big slope, and he's flattening that out. So this pile down here is going to be spread out this way as well, but not today because it started raining. So we've been inside while he was here, and then today we are getting back at it with the wallpaper removal. John, while I've been doing wallpaper, he was working on putting together some chairs. We made a fire pit in the back. I put some rocks out there yesterday while it was so nice and sunny, and John has been putting together chairs. He's almost done with the last one. These are those little Adirondack chairs that we got locally here. And he's got this one almost together. Go, John. Yeah. And this is, he's using our little organized space over here. So very cozy chairs. We'll be sitting by those out by the fire, having marshmallows, s'mores, maybe some hot dogs. I don't know. We'll be relaxing. Anyway, and I've been in here in the kitchen. Moved down to the kitchen because remember we want to try to focus on these back section of the house. The bedroom, you saw us removing cabinets in, and the kitchen, I'm taking down this wallpaper, and I'm finding some interesting stuff under here. I think there's like 2 layers in this kitchen, which is cool, and this is a very cute little vintage. I mean, it's not its true, it's had glue all over it, of course, but it is so cute. It's way cuter than the stripe. I think just having that much down is a big difference in here. The stripe, because we have stripe paneling down here. So whatever we do on top, I probably won't do stripe on top of this stripe panel, the grooves in there. So gonna work on that. That's the big wall. I have to go around this area, and then I'm coming over to this big wall next so I can get that off of there and see what we can get down. It feels better to get these porous kind of smelly layers off of the walls and off of the surfaces. You can be in here and breathe, and it's really, really a good feeling. All right, it's looking good over here. I've made a new mess on the floor. It's kind of fun to clean that up though, so that's okay. I'm gonna continue off camera, pulling off the rest of the layers. This is actually sheetrock behind here. There's a layer of wallpaper on top of this that's been primed, so it's a little bit tricky to get off of here. So, but I am getting most of it down to the sheetrock, and I'll be able to patch and fill so we can paint. And then I have to go around the other sections, but I probably won't show that. I'll do the whole snappy fingers thing and let you see that. But I wanted to show you this. John's working on the sink. We're gonna be, I think I've said before, we're gonna be rebuilding a new cabinet for this and then using this cabinet somewhere else. But this sink cabinet will be made out of pieces of this wood cabinetry from that west wall. But he moved this. This is exciting to see. He moved this out, and the pipes are there, and the floorboards go under. So this was placed on top of that. That's good. So we can patch in here and clear it out. This is very exciting. Woohoo! Now we'll be that much closer to being able to sand the floors in the kitchen and get this together. And then I'll be moving over to this section next. It looks, I did not notice this before, but it looks like this. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's exciting. So they've put the wainscoting is up on the top of this wall, which is cool, but I don't believe it's below. It's cut in with particle board at some point. This is like the old school flaky particle board. So we'll probably take this off and try to put something similar to this in there to patch it in. But this is exciting. The floor all goes the right way. Yay! Yay, John!
Yay!
Alrighty, here is the look at the kitchen without wallpaper. Yay! I got down to the plaster layer in some sections. There are earlier iterations of drywall. It starts about here, and you can see this whole kind of corner with the entry doors is that drywall, and then over here is plaster behind that. So we're going to be working on knocking down the plaster over here that wants to come off so that we can appropriately patch for the next phase. So I'm excited to be at this phase. We will be working in here until we get this into a clean, livable space like our goal. And I will go in here next to what we're using as a dining room. I think it was a butler's pantry before. So I'll be taking off the wallpaper in here and getting this room ready. This is a much better room as far as like the condition. The ceiling is perfectly fine. It's up high. It's actually a drywall ceiling from, it's been replaced more recently. So I won't have any work up there. It's just the wallpaper and getting those kind of soft, porous, smelly surfaces off. So this room in here smells so much better already. I'm very excited for this progress. I appreciate you coming along with us as we worked in essentially 2 kitchens on this episode. So hope you're enjoying the progress. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. If you do, please give us a like and a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a like and a thumbs up and share the video with your friends. And please plan to bring yourself back here next week for our next update on Thursday at the Up North house.